Hey guys, here we go. As I said in class, I'm going to try and do a short video here on doing some of the modeling the cube and then circles, each of the faces, extrusions, and then fillets, and then I'll try and get into the planes and patterns that you need in order to finish the die and eventually work into our Lego project. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and File, New Design. And I am doing this on the web browser version, so it might be a little bit slower. Just give it a few seconds here to load up. 4 minutes. There we go. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a sketch. Also, if you know what you want to create, what shape, you can just choose the shortcut. We're going to go ahead and do a rectangle. Shortcut for that would just be the R. And again, we talked about the planes based on the axis in each one of these colors. Your green is your Y, red is your X, your blue is the Z, and we want to go ahead and begin on the XY plane. That'll pull you up, it'll put you into sketch mode up here, and as long as you're in sketch mode, there's a lot of other things that may not work for you until you get out of sketch mode. This is all two-dimensional features, being able to do that. So we'll click, and I forgot, as I told you guys before, the first thing you need to do is come over to your document settings, change your units to, and if I can see behind, there we go, we'll change it to inches, and now we'll come back and we'll try this again. Rectangle, R for rectangle, click on the plane that you want, click it, and just slide your finger away. We're doing a 1 inch by 1 inch square, and now that we have our two-dimensional geometry, we can stop this sketch. We can then, if you guys remember, it's underneath Create, or if you look at the shortcut here, we have E for extrusion. So we'll go ahead and click on E or extrude, and then over here we have various questions that the computer's asking us. What is the profile that we want to extrude? Obviously, we want to extrude this square. So we'll go ahead and we'll extrude this. We're making a cube, so we're going to do a 1 inch extrusion, and then we'll click Enter. We now have our cube, and we can begin to create our features on each of the faces. So the easiest way is just to start out with a number 1, and we can either choose the shortcut. If we look at it directly from the front face and look at it, that little dimple in there would just look like a circle. So we want to draw just a circle. So you can hit C for circle on your keyboard, or if we go back up here to sketch, you can find the circle, and there's different kinds of circles. We're going to choose the center, and this is an important one, especially on the browser. It's very hard. So I've zoomed out, or zoomed in, and I didn't want to zoom in that far. Let me see if I can rotate this around to the front again. It's hard for me to see because I don't know if it'll show up on the video. I have a little recording tab in the front, which is right in front of my view cube, so it's hard to see. Anyway, so if you click here, and we want to draw on this actual face. Make sure we're drawing on the faces or selecting the faces when we do this. So I don't want to choose the plane. Don't choose the plane, or else your circle could end up back here on this side because you chose that plane. We want to make sure that we choose the actual face is highlighted. So we'll choose that face, and we'll go ahead and pull this out. We'll do our circles are 0.2 in diameter, and you sometimes have to hit enter, and then if the little lock comes up, you hit enter again to lock it in. And there's our circle, and notice I kind of guessed for this in here as far as where the center is, but that's okay for now. We can't use the dimension tool for whatever reason on the browser, or at least on your Chromebooks. Let's go ahead and extrude this again, E for extrusion. I can have your attention, please, because the following student please come to the office. Lane 4. and our extrusion is going to be negative 0.05 or 5/100ths of an inch, and notice that there's a minus here because the arrow originally was not going in the direction that we wanted, so we have to do a negative. If the arrow is going in the direction you want, you basically do a positive number. If it's going in the opposite direction that you want, it will be a negative number. So we'll go ahead and put that in there. And then finally, I'm just going to end this video with a fillet. Again, you can find that under Create. Maybe I lied. Sorry, it's under the Modify menu. So click on and notice there's our shortcut again, F. Choose F for fillet. And with this one, it's a little tricky. You got to make sure that you choose the inside. Okay, you don't want the outside, such as this. The outside, you need to make sure you're checking on the inside. One thing I noticed with students is if your extrusion wasn't deep enough, if it wasn't at that 0.05, a 0.1 fillet will not work. So again, we'll go ahead and choose the inside, and the fillet needs to be half of the diameter or radius of your circle. So if it's 0.2, half of that would be 0.1, and we'll type that in, hit enter. There's our fillet. So hopefully that'll at least, most of you guys are past this point, but just wanted to start with an introductory how to make a square and put an actual feature on the face, one of the faces or sides of the cube. So I'll be back a little bit later. Got a class coming in. Got delayed because of fire drill here, but I'll get you another video or two here to help you guys through this. You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Thanks.